Hey everybody, how you doing today? Mark here. And today we're going on a little bit of I guess maybe a luncheon day hike. We'll call it that. I am in the small town of Broadhead. I got an older brother that lives here. Actually, I should say I have my older brother that lives here. The other way I said it kind of made it sound like I had more than one, but I don't. And the trail that we are going to go on today is, actually I don't know what the name of it is. It's basically along this little riverway, and I believe this is the Sugar River, but you can see the trail right over there, but I have no idea what the trail is actually called. I know that there is a Sugar River trail system that's on the north side of town, and actually the terminus is right over there for it actually, but I don't know what this trail here is called. This trail is only like 2.7 miles, so we're going to go out and back. We'll probably have lunch while we're all the way out to the far end of it, but I have no idea what the trail is called. I see a little sign over there that says Historic Mill Race. Okay, now a race, if you don't know, is basically channeled water through culverts and stuff like that. You see it a lot in more arid places, in Australia and stuff like that. They will actually dam water and direct it into a race to get water to people that live nearby. Well, I don't know what this is for. I don't know if this is a race from a mill or something, being that it's Historic Mill Race. I would say so, but I really don't know. But let's get going. This ought to be a really good hike. Beautiful day today. It's supposed to get up into the mid 80s, which for me is really hot. But look at this. Look at the clouds. There's like nothing. Okay, so completely sunny. I do have sunblock on, so if you think I'm a little shiny, you are right. I got sunblock on, so I am shiny. All right, let's get going on this trail, and let's see what it's got. I know nothing about this trail whatsoever, so let's go find out. Okay, so the area that I parked is actually right off of 11th Street. The downtown area is right on the other side of these buildings here. And when you first get here, you get this nice little bridge to cross, and that little bit of a dam. That is so cool. That's really neat. And then it actually continues on over here. Now this looks like an area where it looks like there could have been a mill at some point. You know, maybe this building over here was actually a mill. But again, I don't know. I really do not know. I'm just guessing and speculating. So let's start walking down the trail and see what we can find. Okay, here is a message board, but that plexiglass is so tinted and stained and everything, I can't read anything on there other than suicide prevention lifeline. I can't really read anything else other than that. That's a map of Broadhead, I can tell that. This, I have no idea what it's saying. But you got a little pit toilet right over here, picnic table and gazebo thing here. And again, we are just off of the parking lot. Okay, so let's see what this is. Historic Mill Race. I'll let you guys pause it and read through it if you want. Okay, so maybe that's the name of it here. Station 9A Trail Race Park. So maybe that's what this trail is called. But then again, maybe it's just the park we're in. Now those big buildings up there, just under the water tower, was the actual historical site for the electric house. That first historical mill race bulletin board was saying how a guy moved here and he was a genius when it came to electricity, teamed up with a few people and actually got the rights to build the first power plant here in Wisconsin, and it was here in Broadhead. I never knew that. It's amazing what you can find out when you read things. I did come across one person leaving the trail as I was setting up and getting ready. But short of that, I don't think we'll see too many people on this trail. I don't know if it gets that much use. But as you can see by the trail behind me, it is a crushed limestone, very well packed down. I have a feeling that it was more for maintenance use. Maybe a railroad at one time, I don't know. Like I said, I know nothing about this trail. All right, that's a little weird. All the electrical poles down along the trail all have arrows pointing to the right. Now those are the type of arrows I would normally see on a roadway for a curve, indicating that there's a curve in the road. But apparently they're just telling us that the trail is to the right of the poles, I guess. I'm assuming that's what they're doing. That's a cool bridge up there though, isn't it? Nice little, is that a walking bridge or a road bridge? I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. Well, it looks like it's a walking bridge. It goes over into this park over here. And again, I have no idea what that park is, what its name is, I don't know. So I will look it up and put it in the video at the bottom. But it looks like there's a nice big gazebo there. Some playground equipment. Benches along the riverway. Yeah, nice. Nice little park. Holy cow, guys, look at the size of that bridge. That is much wider than I thought it was going to be. Again, I don't know if it's an old rail system and they use the bridge of an old train system. I mean, look how wide that is. Wow. It's nice though, very nice. All right, another bridge coming up here. This is a road crossing bridge, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're just going to cross the road and keep going. Oh, and I forgot to tell you too, that gray building right there, that is the public swimming pool here in Broadhead. Yeah, Broadhead's not very big, but they got their own swimming pool. Jeez. I'm jealous about that. I had a small town that I grew up in, of Clinton. But I mean, Broadhead's also probably about 3 times bigger than Clinton. My parents would buy my nephews, my brother's kids, tickets, season passes to go down here to this the swimming pool down here. And they could swim all season long, get lessons and all that. I never did that. All right, first road crossing, yes. I haven't seen too many cars on this road as I've been approaching. I only saw like 1 or 2. But, you know, it's a road, be careful. All right, here are the rules of the trail or the park. No camping, no motor vehicles, no horses, no fishing or cleaning of fish. What would you say that is? No fishing or cleaning of fish? I would say cleaning of fish. Oh, excellent. They got a bench here. Hopefully they have benches all along the trail. I hope. Okay, so one of the things I'm hoping to see along the trail today, in fact, you might be able to see a little bit on, let's see, what tree would it be? This one right here, I think. There's just a little bit of yellowing on the leaves. We are technically in autumn. So I'm hoping to see a little bit of color changing going on, but it's only what, mid-late September right now, so you're not going to see a whole lot. But yeah, over here, I don't know if you can see it on that bush right over there, but there's some brown leaves there. Now I don't know if those just never fell off from last year or what, but yeah, even up here, the vining in the tree has turned brown. There's even some browning on the trees in front of me here. So a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Oh, cool, guys. I just saw a fish jump right over there. That's cool. Of course, I couldn't tell what kind of fish it was. Usually the only type of fish around here that jump like that would be carp, maybe catfish. I don't know, I suppose there could be a northern in here or something. I think they come to the surface quite a bit. That is quite the view. I mean, it's not huge and scenic and, you know, overlooking a mountain, but just a nice little stream by some really nice trees. You just cannot get much better than that. Just nice and calm and relaxing. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, here, if you're curious, this is what's on the other side, past all the trees. Oh, stepped into a hole. Just kind of a boggy area. I see some pussy willow and stuff like that down there. So yeah, just a nice little boggy area. Nice plants down there though. Looks nice. All right, came up to another bridge here. This is an automotive bridge. We are going to cross it and head into this parking area. Yes, this is a parking area for the trail. And looks like over here we have an informational kiosk, and the plexiglass is just as bad as the other stuff. I see attention horse owners on this one, but that's all I can read. I can read a little bit right in there, but that's about it. That looks like a map maybe of the river or the surrounding area. That I cannot read at all. Got a garbage and recycling bin there. Over here in the shade is a picnic table. So that'd be a nice place to have a lunch. There's a little boat launch over here. A little pier. So you can stick in your canoe or flat bottom boat or something like that. Looks pretty sandy right there. Almost like a little beach. So good spot to land your boat. Oh, got a pit bathroom over here. What is that? That just looks like a piece of cut square sandstone is all it looks like. Huh, I wonder what it represents though. I mean, that's definitely been cut. That's too square to be natural. Don't know, maybe there was a mill here? Don't know. Looks like the park rules still apply. No camping, no motorized vehicles, no horses, and no cleaning of fish. That's what I take that to be. Not no fishing, but no cleaning of your fish. All right, let's keep moving. Since we're out here walking and it's just the two of us, I want to thank you for everything you guys are doing on my channel. I so appreciate it. All the comments, the questions, love them. Even those that reach out thinking that I messed something up, or I could have done something better, or try to find that one little thing in a video that, oh, that was wrong, you know, and they have to go off on a wild tangent about something. I actually want to thank you guys for all those. One, you guys are looking out for me, and I appreciate that. You know, especially when it comes to my motorcycle stuff. I've had so many people tell me to double check and triple check the rotation on my front tire because the tread pattern is opposite of the tire I took off. And so they think that it's on the wrong way. It is not. I have checked that thoroughly. I have checked it time and time again. In fact, whenever someone says I screwed it up and that the rotation is wrong, I will go out there and check again. I like that kind of comment. You guys are looking out for me. You're looking out for my safety, and I appreciate that. There are some people that will find something in a video that they think is wrong, that I'm doing wrong, that I said wrong. That's fine. but some people can make it like it's the end of the world. Okay? People want to know torque settings and stuff on every freaking nut and bolt that I take off of that bike. I don't do that. All right, if you want to know the torque setting, get an owner's manual, look it up yourself. But again, I know you guys are looking out for me. I know that. There are other people that make just smart ass comments. They think they know better and they don't. I had one guy gave me what I considered to be what do I want to say? I'll stop here in the shade for a little bit. He was complaining that my video was too long, but that I should have had more specifics in the video. If I go into more specifics, then the video becomes longer. So I don't understand that. He said he wanted to know the size and torque of all the bolts. I give sizes, okay? So he was wrong on that account. I don't do torques. I mean, if it's rebuilding an engine, yes, I will torque the nuts and bolts and stuff to build an engine. But just to change oil or the torque on the drain bolt for the fluent, for the coolant, fluent. I'm not going to give torques like that. Basically, when you're taking apart something, you have a feel of how tight that was when you removed it, so you should be able to put it back to that same tightness. And again, if you have concerns about it, look it up yourself. I love all the comments that people get on how my videos help them and stuff like that. And God, those are just so great. And all the thumbs up and thumbs down that you guys give me, everything helps my channel, okay? If you think you're hurting my channel by giving it a thumbs down, you're wrong. YouTube sees it as activity on my channel. My video inspired you to say, this guy's a fucking idiot, and I'm going, no, he's totally wrong on that, and give it a thumbs down. I inspired you to give that thumbs down, and that actually helps my channel. So if you guys want to help, keep on giving thumbs up and thumbs down. I really don't care. As long as I get some sort of reaction from you guys. That's what helps me. That's what pays me. I like it when people reach out to me with a concern about their bike or some camping gear or a cooking method or something like that, and they want a better explanation or at least my thoughts on what it could be. I had a young man contact me. He was working on his V-Star 650 and doing the fuel injectors, what are they? Inside the carburetor, the jets, the main jet and the pilot jet. I think he was going to take them apart and clean his out after watching my video. And he was saying something about a wire on the right float bowl. I have no idea what he was talking about. My bike does not have that. I tried to help him out and tried to figure it out, but I couldn't figure it out. I don't know what he was talking about. But he said he was just going to bend the wire up and out of the way and continue on with his project. I had another guy that contacted me saying that I think he was just doing his air filter change. Again, I think it was on the V-Star or a V-Star. And he said he found like a cup of oil and stuff on his filter or in that filter area or something. That's a lot of oil. And he may have been exaggerating. It might have been just a few tablespoons for all I know. But he said about a quarter of a quart, which is a cup. I was confused. I was baffled. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that something's going on with his emission control system. And that takes unburned fuel and oil out of your exhaust, puts it back in through your air intake area, and that maybe something was going on with that it was backed up and plugged. I don't know. I'm not there. I can't look at it and see it. So I told him, I go, you know, a little bit of oil in there is very normal, but if it's a lot, then, you know, you might want to have your bike looked at. You know, there could be something wrong with the rings. It could be anything. And so he said that he'd probably take it to a shop and have it looked at, because he says it was a lot of oil. So, but yeah, I just love comments and questions like that. I really do. It really makes me think about what could be going on, and it helps the channel. It really does help the channel. Even the comments of just, you know, hey, great video, or you're a stupid idiot and don't know what the hell you're talking about. Anything like that. I try to respond to every comment that you guys make. You know, if you guys got a question, a comment, I'll even, you know, just a simple comment, a little, you know, a nice video, I'll comment and say, hey man, thanks for watching, you know, stuff like that. I love it. I love it. And with the channel growing, you know, I'm coming up on 1,500 subscribers. You know, those comments are getting more and more, and I'm just loving it. I really am. Huh. I'm sitting there looking over here to the side of the trail. There's something that goes down into there. Interesting. I mean, I'm going to stay up here on my path, but that definitely looks like a trail down there. So yeah, I wanted to just, I can't say it enough. I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. You guys are starting to make this channel a success. It's been taking a long time, but it's finally growing at a pretty decent clip. I mean, I'm not getting 100 subscribers a day or anything like that, but you know, a couple a day is about what I'm averaging. I can live with that. I like that. I would like it better, but I'll take what I can get. Huh. That's interesting, guys. There's like a birdhouse out in the water. I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. But then I looked down the river, the creek, and let's see, it's right over here. There it is. And there's another one. I have no idea if that's a birdhouse or a bat house. And I've never seen them out in the water like that. Another little pathway that goes down there. Don't know where those go. I don't know if they're part of the park or not. Well, I have to admit, there's a lot more shade here than I thought there was going to be. I thought that this was going to be like a wide open area. I wouldn't have that much shade to walk through. God, it's been nice. I'm actually glad, because, you know, it is sunny and I didn't want to get sunburned. That's why I put on the sunscreen. But I forgot my hat, forgot my sunglasses. I was in such a hurry to get out the door today. Oh, cool little bridge. Oh man, that means I think I'm coming up to the end pretty soon. Oh, I've been enjoying this too much. I don't want it to end. Yeah, so that's kind of like a lock dam type of a thing. They can close gates if they want to cut off the flow. But as you can see up there, there's a little pavilion. So you can have a little picnic out there, family gathering, whatever you want. Looks like they got a restroom house up there. Boat launch on the other side. Yeah, it looks nice. On this side, there was another informational kiosk and garbage can and recycling. There's another grill. There's another pathway. picnic table, bench right down there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Jen and I are going to go on a date pretty soon. Maybe we need to come up here and just have a nice little picnic. Just her and me. Oh, and speaking of Jen, it is her birthday coming up this weekend. She will be 49. Yeah, I know, I'm like over 50. I'm a cradle robber, huh? But yeah, she'll be 49. We're going to go down to Chicago. We always do something special for her birthday. A couple of years ago we went to New Zealand. I thought that was going to be the end of it. Apparently not. So we're going to go down to Chicago for her birthday. Just spend the day down there shopping and seeing some sights and whatnot. Maybe I'll throw in a few pictures right here of that birthday trip. Give you guys something to look at other than this beautiful view. Or this beautiful view. Oh guys, check out that old bridge. I don't know if that's an old road bridge or a rail bridge. It could even be to the Sugar River Trail, I don't know. But that looks cool. Alright guys, I'm seeing the end of the trail right up here. And I'm seeing what looks to be maybe a picnic table, which would be nice. Sit down, have a little lunch. And here we are at the very start of the race. This is the dam, and then the race comes down this way and heads that way towards Broadhead. There's another little cool bridge over there. Pretty dilapidated though. But yeah, this is as far as we go, guys. That is cool. Okay, that's the same billboard basically that was down towards the southern terminus. Alright guys, this is what we're having for lunch today. Backpacker's Pantry pad thai with chicken. This does have an allergen of peanuts. That's kind of what makes pad thai, is peanuts. Okay, so we'll open up the packet. We will remove the seasoning and the little dryer element thing in there. In here is this, and it says to add this. It says add peanut butter to other ingredients in pouch. I'll squeeze the peanut butter into here. That is a thick peanut butter too. Alright, there's that. Alright, now I gotta get my water going. I'm going to seal that up in case the wind wants to take it away. This can is getting really light, but there should be enough fuel in there to do what it needs to do. Get my 2 cups. Alright, there's my 2 cups. Alright, got it up to the boil. Ooh, that's hot on the hands. Gave it a good shake. Now it's got to sit for 15 to 20 minutes. Guess I can sit here and look at the waterfall over here over the dam. It's not a bad view. I've actually been thinking about it, guys, and I'm thinking, you know, as we've been walking along, we've been seeing those little side trails, and it's getting to me. I want to know what's down those little side trails. And in fact, there's a trail that goes right down through here, and I don't know what it is. I don't know where they go. I'm thinking we need to follow those trails instead of following the crushed stone path, you know what I mean? So maybe on our way back, we'll see where those trails take us. I can put in my peanuts and my Thai seasoning. I'll put all my peanuts in there. Now they say that if you put in all the seasoning, it would make a like a medium heat of original Thai food. That's what they say. So I am actually going to dump it all in, and we'll see what they consider to be a medium heat. They also give you this little packet here. It's crystallized lime, and then just dump that in. Oh, that smells good. That lime in there is just phenomenal smelling. I'm going to give this maybe another 5 minutes just to sit and soak up all that seasoning and get the flavors to all meld and stuff. So 5 more minutes. Okay guys, ready for some lunch? Oh, that smells good. There we go guys, that's kind of what it looks like. And that looks and smells really good. All right, so let's give this a shot. That's not bad. I really like that lime in there. Everybody I've had so far has had a peanut in it. So that's a good thing. This is really good, guys. So, pad thai with chicken from Backpacker's Pantry. That's pretty good. All right, well, I am of course going to sit here and finish off my lunch, enjoy the waterfall for a little while, and then we'll start back. Like I said, I'm really interested to know about these paths that I've been seeing going off into the woods. We may have to do a little investigational walk down those paths to see what they do. All right, I'll see you after lunch. Oh, okay guys, well that was a good lunch. It really was. Great view on, I mean just everywhere, not even just the dammed area, but just this whole area. And I think I figured out that the land over there is actually a wilderness preserve. So we might have to go there and see if we can cross these old bridges and stuff that they have going across some of these little inlet areas. Because it looks pretty cool, it really does. But anyway, let's get over here, go down the hill here, and there's a little path area that goes into these trees. Let's figure out where those little paths go. Okay, so I've been looking around as I've been coming down the hill, and I have not seen any signs that say private property or anything like that. I mean, as far as I know, these could just be little game trails. I'm just not sure. I shortened the legs on the tripod because they kept on hitting branches and stumps and stuff like that, so it kept on getting knocked around. Well, this area came into a little inlet stream for the creek over there, so I am not crossing that muddy, marshy stuff, so I'm gonna try to follow the path here and see where it goes. Probably just goes right back out to the main path. Yeah, these trails don't really seem to go anywhere. I mean, I guess I can try to go this way. So now where do I go? Does the trail go that way? I can kind of see a trail going that way. But yeah, I'm just not seeing much of anything here, guys. This looks like a fairly cleared area here. So there's that little inlet stream over there. Like I said, a nice little cleared area right here though. But there's the main path, is right up there. I don't think these little spur paths are much of anything. You know, maybe quick access to get down to the water's edge for a fisherman or something like that, but that's about it. Okay, I got back up on the main path now. I'm out of that wooded area. Yeah, it was wanting me to cross that boggy area down there. No, that's not me. Oh well. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this path, but I was hoping to get into nature a little bit more, you know what I mean? Gave myself a quick once over for ticks, and I did not see any. But you never know, you know, there could already be one in my hair, or on my back, or on my pack. I just kind of went down my front, down my legs, around my arms, and I didn't see anything. I am so glad that the wind's blowing today, otherwise it would make this a very difficult hike. I mean, I got lots of shade, but having that wind moving is always nice. Okay, so there's the lock, guys. So if they want to, they can shut this door here and block off any more water going down the race, and then the water would just fill back up all the way back that way and force it over the dam where we had our lunch. Okay, guys, so I had the urge, since I was right here by the lock. They've got this path going down that way into the woods. There is a small trail that heads down this way, the direction I'm going, but it literally just comes up right over there. So I was kind of curious on the rest of the trail, and that seems to be heading more towards the dam area where we took our break. But again, I don't think it will go that far because of that huge marshy area that I came up to before. So that goes down to that other intersection of path going down towards the point. There's the main trail and the lock. But again, what's this? Where does this go? This looks mowed and taken care of. So where does it go? Let's follow it. Okay, came up to an intersection to the main trail right up there, but I'm going to keep going that way. And again, that is so tempting, but no, I'm going to keep on traveling towards the truck. Okay, this looks interesting. You got deadfall here, I see a stump thing over here, some more up there. Got all this chip wood here. I have no idea what's going on here, guys. I don't know if it's a government run, you know, go out there and chip some wood today type situation, or if it's someone's personal stuff. I don't know. Again, I have not seen any signs that say that this is private land. See, guys, there's another trail right there, and it kind of curves around back to where we saw that other big intersection, and we went to the or we kept going straight, but it went to our left or our right. Sorry, getting a little tired, guys. But yeah, the big pile of wood chips is right down here. So yeah, I don't know where this other path goes, but we are coming up onto the main path again. Oh well, it was nice getting off for a little while anyway. Since we're walking back to the truck, let's talk about the trail a little bit. And this camera gets so heavy so quick. The trail is really good. No muddy spots, no standing water, nothing like that. Of course, we haven't had rain for a while either, but the trail is so packed down with the sandstone, there might be puddles, but it's not going to be muddy. Up on the trail, I've had no issues with bugs. You know, I might see flies and bees and sweat bees and things like that, but I've had no issues with any of them. You know, any biting items, horse flies, fleas, mosquitoes, ticks. I've had no problems with those. Spit that damn word out. Let's try it again. The popularity of the trail, at least in the middle of the week, is very low. I've only seen 2 people on the trail. One just as I was starting, and he rode his bike off the trail and probably, I'm assuming, went home. Another one, just as I came up on the first parking area north of the southern terminus, had that square stone on there and everything. I saw a bike heading south that way, and then I saw a person leave that parking lot as I was walking up to it, but I didn't see them on the trail. So I don't know if they were just there, just having a little relaxing time, or if they were actually out walking. I don't know. And that's all I've seen today. Short of the back up the raceway up there is a bunch of houses. It's like a housing development. Short of seeing people out mowing their yards, that's it. That's all I've seen. The hill difficulty, it's flat. It really is. A couple of small inclines here and there. Nothing major. Probably the biggest might be like 5 or 6 feet in height difference, but that's about it. Of course, the terrain difficulty is nothing because it's just crushed limestone, so it's easy to walk on, easy to bike on. If you're handicapped, you can easily bring a chair or crutches or anything down here. You really can. Okay, I'm coming up into the middle parking lot, I guess is what we'll call it. The one with the square sandstone piece and the pit toilet and everything. And there are 2 cars in the parking lot, but I have not seen anyone on the trail. So I don't know if they've dropped kayaks and canoes in the water and went south, or if they're on the trail heading south, or they may have walked the road over to the Sugar River Trail, and they may have gone over there too. I don't know. Oh wait, there's one person that was sitting at the picnic table, and they're getting into their car to leave. Okay, so that accounts for one, but the red truck, I don't see anyone for that. Okay guys, you can see the swimming pool house over there. So that means that I have reached the town of Broadhead. And now I just need to walk past the park and all the houses and stuff on the other side. And then we'll be to the truck. And that would have been where the first electrical dam was put in place here in Wisconsin to supply the town of Broadhead electricity. The very first town in Wisconsin to have electricity. That's cool. Okay, so before we get to the end of the trail, I do want to say one thing, and that is my feet have not completely healed from that 20-mile hike I did. So my feet are still sore, and I'm glad that this trip here was only, what, 5.4 miles. Anything longer than that, I think was going to be too long, because my feet are starting to hurt. So yeah, I need to go home, soak them, rest them, and I got a big day coming up this weekend. going to Chicago with Jen to celebrate her birthday, and I want my feet in good shape for that trip because we're going to be doing a lot of walking through downtown Chicago. All right, guys, there is the dam at the southern terminus. There's my truck, and it looks like another truck in there too. I did see 2 other people on the trail. I don't know if they're from the truck here or the red truck in the last parking lot that we went through. That was a good day. That was a lot of fun. This is a trail that I would actually consider bringing Missy on just because it's so lightly used and I wouldn't have to worry about other people distracting her and stuff like that. That was really quite nice. And it's getting to be the hot part of the day, so just as that I crossed the last road down there by the public pool, that last little bit has no shade on it at all, and it was getting hot. I mean, I'm sweating like crazy. But yeah, that was a good day. That was fun. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for watching. I will see you on the road. Bye.